So probability informally is what you want or what you're looking for over what you could have. We can express probability as a percent, a fraction, or as a decimal. So if something has a 1 in 2 chance of happening, we could say it's 1/2. We could say it's 50%. Or we could say it's 0.5. Look at the question carefully if you want this fraction to be simplified or not. So for this first question on the top left, find the theoretical probability of the event when rolling a 12-sided die, that the probability that you re-roll a number that's less than 8. Well, if we list them out, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 choices that we could have. There's 7 items we could have over a possible of 12. So our fraction or probability would be 7 over 12. The next part is the complement. The complement is where we say that it's like the opposite. But if we say it's a 50% chance of raining, you don't say it's a 50% chance then that it is sunny. You would say it's a 50% chance that it does not rain. And in this situation, the complement would be it's not less than 8, which is the same. We should have a comma right or a parentheses right there, which is the same as saying the probability is greater or equal to 8. And there's also should be a parentheses there. What you do to find that is you take 1 and you subtract it from the probability that you do know. It's always subtraction from 1 because 1 is 100%. 1 minus 7 over 12 would give us 5 over 12. So that's the complement. So if there's an 80% chance that it's sunny tomorrow, that means it's a 20% chance that it's not sunny tomorrow. For the one here in the top middle, the spinner at the right is divided into 8 equal parts. There's no tricks involved. We're going to find the theoretical probability that we land on white. Well, there's 8 different parts, so we know it's over 8. And we count how many white ones there are there. There's 1, 2, and 3. So the probability is 3 over 8. So that means the probability of not white, we could individually count these and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it'd be 5 over 8. Or we could simply do 1 minus 3 over 8. Because if 3 of the 8 are white, that means 5 of the 8 are not white. The one on the top right, we got equal sections. And we're going to assume probability, there's no tricks, that each one can equally represented. And we want to find the probability they get a red or a yellow. So we count how many red there are or yellow. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's a 4 out of 6 chance. And if they want it simplified, we divide the top and bottom both by 2 because they're both even, and that would give us 2/3. This one here we have to read kind of carefully. A single 6-sided fair die is rolled. Find the probability of rolling an even number or a number less than 5. What you don't do is, okay, here are my numbers. They're evens are 2, 4, and 6. And my numbers that are less than 5 would be 1, 2, 3, and 4. You don't count them up and say, oh, there's 7 over 6 because there's 6-sided die. We have a 7 out of 6 chance of getting a number that's even or less than 5. What we did is double count. So if you see 2, we got to get rid of it down here. We don't double count this, and the same as the 4. So we could have a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 6. So the probability is going to be 5 over 6. The bottom middle one, use the spinner at the right, which is divided into equal sections. And we're going to determine the probability of getting a green or the number 3. And in this one, we can just kind of go around and go, okay, you got 1 green, 2 green, 3 green, 4 green, 5 green, and here's the number 3. So we have a 6, and there are 10 sections there, if we count them up. So 6 out of 10, and that does simplify down to be 3 over 5 if we divide the top and bottom by 2. And the last question, we have a survey of 100 randomly selected students in a 2,000 student high school. We have the experimental probability, which is saved for another video, but we want to find the probability that none of the students plan to go to college. So we look at the table, and 6 students do not plan to go to college. That's what we want. That's what we're looking for. And if we were to add up all these numbers, 23 plus 46 plus 12 plus 13 plus 6, you have to add everything, we would have 100. And 100 over 6, in case they need to simplify it, that would be 3 over 50. Or they might say 6%, or they might say 0.06. And if you have any kind of questions, ask your math teacher.